Hey there boxing fans, this is Ian Thomas and this is the Mob Predictions. On Saturday the 9th of October, live at the Echo Arena in Merseyside, we'll get to see the super welterweight contest between Ted Cheeseman and Troy Williamson, live on DAZN. So the tail of the tape on this one.
Ted, the Big Cheeseman.
Ted Cheeseman comes into this fight with 17 wins, 2 losses and 1 draw. 10 of those wins come in way of stoppage. He's 26 years old, he stands at 5'10", and he's an orthodox stance fighter.
Troy, the Trojan Williamson.
Where Troy Williamson comes into this fight with 16 wins, no losses, and only 1 draw. 12 of those victories come in way of stoppage. He's the older man at 30 years old. He stands a little bit taller at 5'11", and he's also an orthodox stance fighter. So firstly, let's introduce Ted the Big Cheeseman. He fights out of London and is the current British super welterweight champion. Cheeseman is a guy that I absolutely love watching. He's always in decent scraps and he always brings war. Fans love a type of fighter like Cheeseman. He always leaves everything in the ring, and that's what you want and expect from a fighter. Yes, he's lost 2 fights in the past, but you could argue that he actually won the Fitzgerald fight. Cheeseman comes forward, throws plenty of punches. I love the way that he pops in and out, plants his feet to look to land those heavy shots. But we must applaud his jab, as he does use that well to keep his opponents at bay, and this allows him then to land his shots around the guard, to the body or to the head. In my opinion, Cheeseman will need to use his jab and stick to his boxing in this one. I feel that maybe Williamson carries the more spiteful punches, but again, Cheeseman is no slouch in that department. I think this is a good test for Cheeseman, especially after the defeat to Garcia at European level. He's done well to get back in the mix, and he's ranked number 5 with the IBF. So he'll be looking to get the win on fight night and then potentially move on to world level. But he can't overlook Williamson, as this is a very tough fight, and I think it'll be a good matchup and one that Cheeseman is definitely up for. Now let's introduce Troy Trojan Williamson. He fights out of Darlington and is the current IBF European Super Welterweight Champion. He's got an array of boxing skills and is not afraid to get up close and let his hands go. He's got a great engine and he's a very powerful puncher. He showed this in his fight against Dario Socchi when he won the vacant IBF European title. He was made to work in that fight in the early rounds, but he then just kept coming, showing that great engine. He was calculating his punches, which was just too much for Socchi. When he landed that spike left to the head, which put the previously unstopped Italian down, and then the ref had to jump in and stop the contest. Williamson is on his way on the upward path, and Cheeseman is in his way, so it'll be interesting to see how this fight goes. Both fighters are up for it. It's going to be a decent fight on the night. This is Williamson's biggest test in my opinion, and one I'm very looking forward to seeing. In my opinion, this could be a contender for Fight of the Year. Both fighters have a similar come-forward fighting style. Both can box if needed, but I'd say that Williamson carries the more power. But then Cheeseman will throw potentially more volume of punches, which is again an interesting factor in this fight. The key points in this fight, in my opinion, I think Cheeseman's head movement is key. This has always been an issue for me. Cheeseman is one of those fighters that constantly just gets marked up. He's always in wars, and for me, he does leave his chin out above his gloves a little bit too often, which could be a key factor if he's fighting the more powerful puncher. He'll establish the jab and look to land his punches to try and control the fight, but it's whether or not Williamson will allow him to do that. Where on the other hand, Williamson with his great engine will just keep coming forward. Like I said, this will be a big test as Cheeseman will come forward also. So it'll be interesting to see how Williamson deals with the pressure. I've seen him in the past turn his opponent around in fights previously, but Cheeseman will come at him for 12 rounds. Again, Williamson will try and beat Cheeseman to the jab, and if he does this, then it could enable him to land with ease. So it'll be a really interesting fight. It gets said often in boxing, but this is a real 50-50 fight. Difficult to call. I've changed my decision a few times. Head says Williamson, heart says Cheeseman. I can see a case for both. I can also see both fighters maybe hitting the deck. I'm not sure if Cheeseman will stop Williamson, but I can see Williamson stopping Cheeseman late on if Cheeseman keeps getting tagged. But the real winners are fans, because they're going to come and see war. Hopefully the styles will gel and we'll get a really good fight. So it's prediction time, and I'm going to go with a Cheeseman victory via points, or maybe a split decision. I think his work rate might steal it, but again, I can see it going the other way. But Cheeseman gets the nod for me. I hope you enjoyed the prediction. Please let us know in the comments below who you think will win the fight. This is Ian Thomas on behalf of the Mob Predictions. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and thanks for watching.